What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are unlocking a secret shell in Mortal Shell 2, and the game does not tell you it exists. There is no quest for it and no marker on your map. Her name is Genessa, and once you have her, she is genuinely one of the strongest things you can be wearing. I am going to walk you through every single step of getting her exactly in the order you need to do them. It is a bit of a trek, so stay with me, and I will get you there. Quick note on where this sits. This is a proper secret rather than a hidden chest. There is a whole sequence to it. The reward at the end is a shell that plays by different rules to everything else you own. Before we set off, here is what you are actually working towards. It is worth the effort. Genessa has 3 abilities, and they all revolve around copies of yourself. The first is Faithful Doubles. She summons doubles that perform a weapon attack and then vanish. The second is Stray Doubles. For a duration, she automatically summons doubles that copy both your weapon and your sidearm attacks. But the third one is the reason to want her. It is called Duality. And these are not passive buffs. Both of the double abilities put extra bodies on the field that actually swing at things. Duality reads like this: when Genessa's health is depleted, she becomes Stray instead of being severed from the Harbinger. Now think about what that actually means. Normally when a shell dies, you get knocked clean out of it and you have to fight your way back in. With Genessa on, that does not happen. Losing your health does not lose you the shell. That is a completely different safety net to anything else you have been wearing, and it is why this trip is worth making. In practice, that turns Genessa into the shell you wear when you are learning a fight. You get to be reckless without paying the usual price for it. That is worth more than raw damage while you are still learning an area. Step 1. Open your map and travel to a beacon called the Abbey Entrance. If you have been following these guides, it sits right next to the abandoned outpost in your beacon list. That is where the secret vendor lives. Fair warning before you go, the enemies around here hit noticeably harder than what you have been fighting, so turn up prepared rather than curious. Fast travel straight in if you have already cleansed it. Do not turn up underleveled either. Get your weapon a couple of levels up first and put a few tar stones on. If you have watched my other guides, you already know how to do both of those quickly. Once you are in, do not head for the obvious route. Go and look over the ledge instead. From up there, you can see a path running below you that you would never spot from ground level. Drop down onto it. You take no fall damage doing this, so do not talk yourself out of it. Then keep going down. There is a second drop just like the first, so take that one as well. Do not stop halfway. You want to keep working your way down until the ground finally levels out. When it does, the game names the place for you. This is the Revenant Graves. Grab anything lying around on the way because there is a fair bit tucked down here. And this is the part the game gives you nothing for. There is no marker on that ledge and no prompt telling you to look over it. If you did not already know it was there, you would run straight past the whole thing. Down at the bottom, you will walk straight into something happening. There is a ritual going on, and it comes with a group of enemies around it. Your job here is simple. Clear every single one of them before you touch anything. Do not rush the middle of the room while they are still alive, and keep counting as you go. They keep coming, and it is very easy to think you are finished when one more is still waiting. It is worth being patient here specifically. Touch what is in the middle while enemies are still up, and you start the next part of this with company you do not want. Once the area is quiet, do a proper sweep before moving on. A lot of what those enemies were guarding is lying on the floor now, and some of it is genuinely important. Walk the whole space rather than the path you came in on. Things appear on the ground as they die, and it is easy to leave half of it behind. This is the part people skip and then wonder what they missed. Think of it as paying yourself for the fight you just had. You are not coming back down here in a hurry, so leaving anything behind means leaving it for good. With the room cleared, head into the middle of it. Sitting there is the thing the whole ritual was built around, and walking up to it gives you a prompt to touch it. Say yes. That is the trigger for everything that follows, and there is no way around it. Touch the Censer, and the game takes you somewhere else entirely. What that drops you into is a boss fight. I am deliberately not showing you this one, and I am not naming it either. A lot of you watching do not have the game yet, and I would rather not take that moment away from you. What I will say is that it is a proper fight. Go in with your health topped up and your weapon actually upgraded, beat it, and the reward drops immediately. Also worth saying, use everything you have got for this if you picked up ability stones from the secret vendor. What you walk away with is called the Sester Censer. Note the spelling on that because it is Sester rather than sister, and it matters in a minute. This is the item the entire trip was for. On its own, it does nothing at all for you. It is not a weapon, and it is not an upgrade material. It is a delivery, and somebody very specific has been waiting a long time for it. It is the same pattern as the Obsidian Lathe and the Gloombound Flame. You find an object, and it tells you almost nothing. Its entire purpose is being handed to the right person somewhere else. Before you head back, walk the area one more time. This game genuinely hides things in the corners of rooms you have already walked. It is far easier to check now than to come all the way back later. Once you are satisfied, there is a button that takes you out. Hit that and you are on your way. You will notice the markers that were glowing red on the way in have gone quiet. That is the ritual cleansed, and it is how you know it worked, and it is worth stopping to notice what changed. The place you fought through has genuinely been altered by what you did, which is the game confirming you finished the sequence properly. Now the way out, and this is the bit that turns people around. You came down here on a lift, so you're going back up the same way. Follow the path back and take the first lift up. Then you are looking for a second lift to finish the climb. Keep working along until you find it and ride that one up as well. That puts you back at the beacon, and from there you can travel out properly. Take these slowly rather than sprinting. The layout down here loops, and it is very easy to walk past the second lift entirely. Last step, and this is where the Censer finally does something. Travel back to Marrow Keep and head for the training ground. If you watched my beginner's guide, you already know that place because it is the bit of the hub almost nobody finds. Take the path down towards it and keep going. The woman running the training down there is who you are looking for, and her name explains the whole thing. If you have never been down there, it is past the vendor and past the Ova room. Take the left-hand path out of the main tower. It is genuinely the least visited part of the whole hub. She is called Sester Genessa. That is the same Sester whose censer you have been carrying across the map. Talk to her and hand it over. She tells you she never wanted to lay eyes on the thing again. Then she makes it very clear she has her own plans for it. Let it play out from there. What comes next is the whole payoff, and at the end of it, Genessa is yours to wear, and that is what makes this one satisfying. She has been standing there teaching you to fight since your first hour in the game, and the payoff for the whole trip is her. So there is the full kit in one place. 2 of those summoned copies of you that fight alongside you, which is already something no other shell does. But Duality is the one that changes how you play. Every other shell in this game punishes you for dropping to 0 by taking the shell off you. Genessa simply does not. That is worth the entire trip on its own. One more thing on the doubles. They copy what you're actually carrying, so the better your weapon and sidearm are, the harder your copies hit. Upgrading pays off twice with this shell on, and that is the Genessa shell unlocked. So here's the whole route in short. Travel to the Abbey Entrance and drop down off the ledge twice. Clear the ritual and loot the room properly. Touch the Censer and win the fight it puts you in. Take the Sester Censer and ride the lifts back up. Carry it to the training ground at Marrow Keep. Then hand it to Sester Genessa. I have got plenty more Mortal Shell 2 guides on the way. So subscribe and put your notifications on. Tell me down in the comments how you're building her. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. And if you only take one thing from this video, make it the ledge. That drop is the step nobody finds on their own.